This didn't used to be possible, but because we can now place the ice tower in water, we can permanently freeze Bloons now. Yep, I actually said the word permanently because you can just keep using the absolute ability forever now. So let me show you guys how this thing works. If you just have something like a primary mentoring village, we send in a ceramic and we're going to use the absolute zero ability. You guys are going to notice that before the ability comes off cooldown, this ceramic balloon is going to unfreeze. We're going to have to wait a little bit before we can use it again. Now, if you buy an Energizer sub somewhere on the side, this thing provides a 20% cooldown reduction to every single tower on screen. So if you do the same thing, we use the absolute zero ability, yeah, it's going to be a little bit better than last time, but it's still not 100%. Well, and now with the latest technology of the Ice Monkey being placeable in water, if you place the Energizer sub next to the ice and the ice is on water, the Ice Monkey is going to count as a water-based tower and is going to have 50% cooldown reduction. So if we use the absolute zero ability now, just take a look at the cooldown. It is flying through, and actually it's so good that you get the cooldown back, but this guy up top is still frozen. You can just keep permanently, forever just using this ability and keeping all blues in place. But what if I told you guys that's only half the story? Like, for example, did you know that when you use the absolute zero ability, it gives a 50% attack speed boost to all ice monkeys? That is 50% extra attack speed to ice monkeys, not 15. And you guys can see where I'm going with this. I mean, we brought the Emerald Brickle. All these ice monkeys are going to count as water-based towers, so these guys can do a lot of damage with a lot of attack speed. And for today, I was thinking we beat off the coast, but with a special rule, and that is that we can only use the water space in order to defend. And I was also thinking maybe we can give it a shot in trying to get all tier 5 ice monkeys and have them do a huge chunk of the damage. So let's see how we're doing. About the 0-1-0 sub actually. This is not a thing that you usually see, but we're gonna go for the heat tipped darts because it's gonna allow the subs to pop frozen balloons. This is gonna be very important because basically every single balloon that's gonna be coming out of the ice is gonna be a frozen balloon. So let's have Emerald Brickle like here. And then one very important thingy is gonna be that we make sure we place all the other ice towers not on the Arctic Wind platform, but on like the water itself, because I'm not sure if they're gonna be able to get the buffs here if they're placed on the platform. It's around 23. How is everything looking? I mean, we're barely sniping these guys. I can see the darts flying from downtown from this sub on the left side, but we have no camo. So I think we're gonna have to buy the submerged support, but we're gonna unsubmerge this guy because your damage is a little bit lacking. Yeah, you guys know how it is with these ice towers in the early game. This is a cool thing happening. I'm not sure if you've been, I guess, watching my videos or just reading patch notes in general, but they've been trying to buff the icicles, the bottom path, and they actually gave it a lot of Moab damage. So we're actually trying to go for the icicles before the Moab around 40, but I think maybe just like one more ice tower here on the side for some extra damage. We're gonna make this guy a 1-1-0 as well. Alright, so we get the money for the plutonium reactor. I'm actually gonna do it. This is gonna be the angry sub. Let's submerge this guy. I think we're gonna keep it like this until the rest of the game. We are going for the Energizer. That's like the main thing of the setup. So let's do a little bit of planning on what we want to do versus the Moab around 40 and make sure we don't mess it up because we're not gonna have a second or third chance. Like, we're only defending using the water, so let's have the icicle impale like this, I was thinking. So we're gonna start things off with the 0-2-4 icicles for the extra attack speed. And now for the Moab, we're gonna use Brickle's level 3 ability, and all these ice towers should go crazy. I think I'm actually gonna do something like this, maybe a 2-2-0 for the backline, going for the 2-3-0 as soon as possible. Oh, the Moab is coming in. Let's use the ability. Are we actually gonna deal with it? I mean, as long as we freeze it. Yes, that's so cool. Look at these guys. Everyone's buff. Well, it actually expired because it lasts like 5 seconds or something like that. But yeah, look at these guys go. Yep. And you know what? Actually, now that I think about this, the plutonium reactor is also gonna work on these abilities. So yeah, let's get the Arctic Wind. I'm gonna go for the snowstorm next, and I think I want to be placing some villages here in the water as well on the right side, and we need to get some alchemists going. Yep, look at this ridiculous setup. This looks like it's straight out of a mod or something like that, but nope, actually vanilla BT6. So let's do it like this. Let's buy the snowstorm. There we go. We actually do get the 15% cooldown reductions. This is gonna be actually very useful, I think. Ooh, I'm not liking the spots for this village. Actually, we can have it here on the right side, but it's not gonna be reaching this guy down bottom, and ideally I think we want to have it here, but we cannot place it anywhere around here, I don't think. Alright, so we're gonna need to go for the absolute zero. Let's see how we do versus 49. So huge chunks of balloons. We're gonna need to freeze these guys, obviously. Well, I guess stall them is the better technical term, because the damage is not really that great. I mean, it's this guy, the 4-0, doing some damage. It gets the icicles a little bit as well, but our actual, like, maybe Moab popping damage or something like that, it's virtually non-existent at this point. So let's see if we're gonna be able to pop this Moab without using Brickle's level 3 ability, and it's actually not looking good. Oh my god. We are leaking a full Moab, and this is not looking good, guys. I think we're gonna have to buy at least one alchemist now, and then we are gonna see what we do for the next last ones, but is unsubmerging the sub gonna be better damage versus the Moab? I think it is. Okay, so let's not submerge it. Let's try it like this. It's doing like 3 damage a shot, and then when it pops, we can submerge it, and then I think we held it actually. Yeah, there we go. All right, so let's pull all the stops for these ones. So let's buy the 420 ice. Let's unsubmerge this sub, set it on strong, +1 damage. It is what it is, guys. Level 3 ability is on cooldown. We're gonna have to play off of that. Try and pop the first Moab, and then after this one, I think we might let's actually submerge it, get rid of the insides, then unsubmerge it again, because there's gonna be 2 more Moabs on this one. So if we can just kind of balance it out, you know, up and down with this whole round, that's gonna be amazing. Oh, let's unsubmerge and then freeze, and we actually survive. Submerged again, we do. All right, that was 53. 1 more Moabs as soon as this guy pops, freeze it. Having this guy, the 240 in the backline, was a great idea. So maybe 57 is gonna be an issue, but if we defeat this one, it's actually freeze. Was I a little bit late on the freeze? I think I was. We probably need to redo this. I think we can manage to defeat 57, then we're probably going to be fine. As long as we get the absolute 0, I think everything is gonna work out at the end, because the absolute 0 is gonna be able to slow Moab class Bloons as well. So that was the first wave of these 2x2 Moabs. Let's watch the second one. I think we're gonna have to use the level 3 ability. Bring this guy back to first, and yeah, there we go. How much money are we missing? We're missing about $1,000. So let's submerge again. Oh my god, this is so stressful actually, but I think we do have it, because 58 Moabs are very much spread out. So let's go again. We have the level 3 ability, which I am gonna use. Actually submerge this guy again, and I think it's gonna be one last Moab, and I think the money for the absolute 0 is gonna be here. Yes, there we go. So pop this guy, and boom, finally we do get it. Let's use the level 3 ability from Bickle, and let's use the absolute 0 ability. And are we actually gonna pop an entire BFB? Yup. I mean, the difference is just so big once you buy this absolute 0. And let's finally do the thing that we wanted to do from the start. Let's get our village here on the side. So this is gonna be a top hat village. It gets this one. Does it get the other 2? Yes, it does. Plus Brickle, plus the sub. That's amazing. Let's see how we're doing with the 45. This is gonna be the 45 Moab number 1. If we pop this guy, actually it's not looking that good. I mean, we might pop the first one, but I'm gonna freeze the second one actually. Let's make sure we clear this guy out. As you guys can see, the freeze ability lasts a little bit longer, and there it is. And then I don't exactly mind using the absolute 0 ability, because it's just on such a short cooldown. And actually 63, which is round that should be an issue, is finally not gonna be an issue for us. That's really good. All right, so let's try the cooldown reduction thingy. We got the primary mentoring, we got the sub, and we have 2 BFBs incoming. So I'm actually gonna use the ability. We have the Mega Mine, which I think we should use, by the way, on this one. But let's watch the uptime on everything. We should probably use the level 3 ability now that I look at this. And yeah, that was about 75% uptime as far as I can tell. I think we're missing a lot of Moab class damage, so it's gonna be the Icicle Impale next, and then we go into the Energizer, and then the Super Brill is gonna be the last one, because the Energizer is kind of the key to this setup, right? So 75 incoming, I mean, kind of, you know, struggled maybe a little bit more than usual, but let's see how we do on 75. We are gonna need to use some abilities, just the question is how do we use them? 76 is probably gonna be an easy one, but we're gonna need to just juggle these abilities correctly on this one. So I see a 45 Moab, so I'm actually gonna use the Mega Mine. Let's use the absolute 0 now. We do get the extra attack speed, but no, we actually have to use the level 3, and hopefully it carries over a little bit onto this group as well. This is just an ability that lasts for a very short amount of time, so it's gonna be close. And this is gonna be the last BFB. So as soon as these guys drop, I'm gonna use the absolute 0, and boom, there it is. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, these ability cooldowns have been just doing some wonders for us in this run. So let's break everyone apart. Let's use the absolute 0, and again rely on these cooldowns. So look at how strong these ice towers become once everything is active. And keep in mind, we're not even at like full power yet. Yep, everything seems to be working out so far, guys. So we're gonna have the money for the Icicle Impale on this one. That is right before free play starts, and actually right before we see the first 45 BFBs. Let me not jinx it though. I can see some of these Bloons making it a little bit farther than I would like, but no, the money is gonna be just around the corner. So let's get the Icicle Impale, and now we can actually do a test. Let's do it on round 80 versus the ZOMG. So as soon as that thing appears, I'm gonna dump all abilities, and let's just watch the attack speed and the damage that the Icicle Impale is gonna do. Oh my god, in comes the ZOMG. These guys are not gonna be moving, huh? Okay, so let's click the Icicle Impale, level 3 ability, boom, it does work, and then the absolute 0, and then look at this guy go. He's attacking like crazy. Oh my god, that's so much damage. He's melting everyone. I guess the problem is gonna be if he's gonna have enough Pierce, and if the damage is like still gonna be enough, but I think it is, because I do plan on getting an overclock for him as well. Alright guys, it's time. Let's keep spamming the absolute 0 ability. So this guy, you can see the buff above his head, that this like this little absolute 0 icon, and yeah, he's just going at it, isn't it? Look how fast he's attacking. That's crazy. Keep in mind, this is only by using the absolute 0 ability, which is not even at like 100% uptime at this point, right? And like we're not even using Brickle's level 3 ability, which can become a little bit stronger. So yeah, there's a lot of room to grow with this setup, but we're getting dangerously close to the Energizer, which is the tower that I'm most excited for at this point. I think it's gonna be round on time, guys. Round 87, and yes, look at the money. We are we're $33 above the price that we need. But yes, we finally get the Energizer, so let's do this thing. So watch the uptime on the ability. The ability cooldown is gonna come off, so this is over 100% uptime basically, but you cannot use it. So yeah, I guess it's just like 100 in its usefulness, right? But yeah, this thing is absolutely insane once you get the Energizer. Look at everyone just attacking it plus 50% forever. We should honestly use the level 3 ability. Let's just dump it. Let's just do the thing again. 100% uptime on 50% extra attack speed for every ice monkey. Absolutely wild. Don't mind me just keeping this button going. I mean, I would love to have something like a tech bot in chimps mode, just so I don't have to click this button every, like, what is it, like 6 seconds or something like that. But honestly, this is just super fun because this icicle impel seems to be winning the game by himself. I mean, do we even need the super bill? I guess we could buy it just for the fun of it. We should get him a private alchemist, guys. How about we get an alchemist just for this go? It's not gonna be just for him, but it's gonna be closer to him, so maybe we get a lot more uptime on the stronger stem. Yup, now we're talking with the alchemist, and I think, you guys know what, I think we might want to skip the super bill in favor of an overclock. I think you would agree if I could ask you guys. Yeah, for sure. I mean, we get so much cooldown reduction that I think it would be a waste if we don't actually buy an overclock. So let's get it, and let's just keep spamming the button. You guys know what, let's actually dump the level 3 ability on this one. Let's, you know, we've been paying attention to the absolute 0 cooldown, but the Brickle level 3 ability is going to benefit a lot from this thing as well. I mean, it is at about, I guess, 40% uptime, which doesn't sound like a lot, to be fair, but for an ability with that kind of power, I mean, that's just insane at this point. Alright, so DDTs, we have the overclock. The overclock is going to have its cooldown reduced, so this is looking like closer to 100% uptime, so let's overclock it. Let's do the whole thing, guys. Let's overclock absolute 0 and then use the level 3 Brickle ability. Look at this little guy go. I mean, this is not even funny how fast he's attacking. He's like, I don't know, it's like watching a super monkey or something like that, but throwing just these icicle projectiles. This is wild how good it is. What did you do, Ninja Kiwi? 100% uptime on the buff, and not only that, but it's like 100% freezing of the Bloons, because keep in mind, everything that comes out, it's getting the permafrost applied to it. So basically when the ability ends, they just move slower in general. What a wild combo this is. Let's just keep using everything just for the fun of it. But at this point, I mean, it's been GG, like, since the point that we got this whole setup running. And alright, so let's save all the abilities and then dump everything at once for round 98. And then we do need to think about round 100, because we're not exactly good. Besides the Mega Mine, we're not exactly doing that much damage to bad Bloons. Maybe I could drop a mine maybe here, maybe we get the cooldown back, but we're gonna need to keep these Bloons in place so that this mine doesn't trigger. Let's actually use all the abilities. I'm gonna use the level 3 ability as well. Just get the damage going, get this guy doing his thing. Hopefully we get our Mega Mine going. If I can have like another one here on the side, maybe we can stack them, and that's how we beat around 100. So let's drop another one. Let's do the absolute 0 again. This is round 98, by the way. 320,000 RB on this round, and these guys are not going well anywhere. It doesn't seem like it. Let's use the level 3 ability because I'm scared so we don't detonate these Mega Mines, and no, it doesn't look like it. Alright, so let's use the overclock. This thing is back up, and we're gonna have another Mega Mine, so is 3 gonna be enough versus the bad Bloon? I'm not exactly sure. Oh no, we're detonating one. Okay, we're gonna get one more off cooldown. We can actually get, oh my god, we can get the super bill. Let's buy it. Just buy. And we get level 20 on Admiral Brickle, so this is gonna be a super powerful super mine. So thankfully we waited for this thing, but guys, if this doesn't work, then this is gonna be the saddest ending to the most fun setup, because we have $900. Unless these guys beat the bad, this is very sad. I mean, we're gonna get one more Mega Mine. I'm gonna drop it quickly. Let's freeze everyone. Oh my god, is this actually happening now that I'm looking at this? It barely might. Oh yes, we do get it done. Oh my god, that was such a fun run. That was such a fun run, actually. And look at what these ice monkeys can do now. That's absolutely insane. But yeah, that's it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you all in the next one.